Here we go. Ace King, we raise it up. Can we get action here, chat? Proof of stake goes for the 3-bet. Here it is, chat. The 4-bet. Big moment here, dude. We double up. We're in a great spot to FT this. Let's see. Good luck. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to another stream here on the Pokerstaples channel. Thanks so much for joining me on this beautiful Sunday morning. I woke up 20 minutes ago. I'm thinking that the session will be a slightly weird one and that I probably won't span like all the way to the typical end of the Sunday grind. Probably play a lot of the early stuff and then taper off towards the end. So we'll see how it goes, man. But let's get a few party poker things going on here. Kings, let's bet here on the paired board. Pretty small, right? I don't think we want to bet large on the paired board. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, if we get check raise, life is tough, but we call and we just play the turn, right? It is a difficult situation here because our hand is very strong and our opponent can have some draws, right? Some straight draws, some spade draws. They can have 7x. They can also check raise some worse hands than this, like jacks and queens. Could go for a check raise here. I think call again on the turn is clear and tough spot. Queen does not hit their straight draws, so jack 9, jack 8, 9-8 are still reasonable. 7x is possible, but they raise in the hijack again, so you got to think ace 7, king 7 suited, 7-8 suited, 7-6 suited. Queens now get there. Backdoor diamonds get there. Not that they have that many backdoor diamond check raises. So pretty uncomfortable here. My default thinking is to call, right? All those straight draws and flush draws missed, which is nice. I'm trying to come up with a reason why I think they're so 7x heavy. I just don't think I can. I think we have to call here, chat. It's not fun, but I think we do. Let's go. Come on. Whoa. Swag.
Is it too much?
It's a power punch, but I think you rep it well.
Without.
It's a statement, man. I like both. I think you should do some with and some without. Like rep it sometimes and then take it off for a little break. That's what I would do. Listen, I am a fashion expert, clearly, Chad, in my Valorant tee. Now, there's no small blind here. I want to go pretty big with my 3-bet. 4x plus a little bit maybe. So 7,000, 14,000. 14,400 is the 4x. With no small blind, it makes the pot a little bit smaller than normal. I'm going to go to 15-3. Quick fold. Just like that. It's sad, but like we're trying to get the most money we can. We want to play big pots against decent hands, not like medium-sized pots against every hand, you know? Ace Jack. I'm going to say sometimes raise, sometimes call. We're going to raise this time. Quick 3-bet to 22.5. We call, and we see a flop, which is 7-7-4 with 2 spades. Bit of a tough flop to proceed on. If they bet like 10K or so, we get to continue. 15,000, a little bit more. The problem is like we can't continue on barrels. Probably just fold out of position here. Pocket 5s. Playable. We raise. 37.80. And an all-in from Maxim. I think this is a call, chat. It's obviously for a lot of chips, but with the bounty added, I think it's a worthwhile risk for us. So we call. Against 10s, we are behind. We need a 5 or a 3. 5 or a 3. That's a good flop, though. Definitely a good flop. Had a solid sweat going on there. Just going to go for a normal raise. 2.1 blinds. And Luis Antonio 3-bets to 11-7. Default here, I think, is going to be to fold some and call some. I think, especially against this aggressive player, we definitely want to continue with a call. I don't think we want to overfold against Luis Antonio. So we call, we go to a flop. Interesting flop, right? We don't hit it with a pair. So we have ace high. But we do have a gut shot to the nuts. 4 queens would give us the nuts. And we have the backdoor spades here as well. So I think we definitely want to call. It's 9,000 to win 36,000. About 4-1 odds here. We will continue and hopefully just smash the turn. Turn is a brick. So we're going to check. And against a barrel, I don't think we can continue anymore. Our hand's too weak, so we'll fold. I was just trying to think about, in my mind, what happens if it goes check-check and we go to a river? Do we want to bluff with ace-jack, you know? I was trying to think about what hands we want to bluff with, and I don't think we do want to bluff ace-jack or ace-queen with the spade. Jacks, beautiful. 3-2 West Ham, Liverpool. Good job, West Ham, man. What a dope season so far. Pocket jacks, amazing. Amazing hand, let's go. We want action here from either opponent. It's potential to get up in the 200K range. We do get action from Alfonso. Jacks against 10s for 200,000. For 200K, can we hold it? No 10, 2 outs, we're good. Let's go. Let's go, chat. 200,000. Nice chip up. Ignis J goes for the bets. We have a pair. Enough here. Enough to play. They bet 60%. We call, see a turn, 5 of hearts, check. Let's check, check, king of the river. Our hand is not quite good enough to block bet here. I think we just check and try and show down. If they bet, we could consider a check raise, but we have a lot of hands to choose from for a check raise. 3x and deuce x are going to be the candidates. Do we want to have a heart or not have a heart in our hand? I'm not sure. They bet 2/3. I'm going to fold. I'm not sure how I should approach check raise bluffs here. So let's go for the raise here with Jack 9 suited. Raise up this ace king to 7,300. Raise it up Dalton, who has 1 million chips, by the way. It's such a huge chip stack. Massive. 3 bets. Nice. Now, do we 4-bet less than all in, or do we go all in? Clearly, I think we want to 4-bet here. This is like double plus a little bit of their 3-bet, 57,000. I think we could 4-bet and fold here, but I think we want to make it something like this. So I'm going to go for it. And the thing with this 4-bet, right, is on the flop, there's going to be a pot size bet left. But we give them potentially the opportunity to bluff over the top and or call with hands that aren't so great that we're going to 3-bet fold. Let's say like maybe like ace-jack offsuit decided it was going to 3-bet for value, but if we 4-bet all in, it would fold. You know, it might call when we go for that small 4-bet, thinking like, beating like ace-5 suited kind of hands, and we've got quite a good price. Now we raise the 7's going to call. Jack 5 deuce on the flop. Let's start with the check call here. The flop's okay. We don't flop a set. There's an overcard. We're probably not going to win a huge pot here. We want to play a small pot, so let's start by checking and keep the pot small. Goes check, check. Jack on the turn. Call. Queen of the river, check. Queen. Now, what's the likelihood of a jack checking back, betting half pot of the turn? Not super likely. They could have a queen on the river there, but I was feeling pretty good going to the river, and they had 4-5, so they got a little protection value bet kind of thing. Ended up we had a better hand, but I think that's okay, and I think their bet's fine too. By the way, they're gonna lose a bet somewhere, so doing it themselves and setting the price I think is fine. Let's check back with jacks here. Not a very good flop, right? Ace 6 6 7. They're gonna have some ace x, in which case we're behind. They're gonna have some 6x, in which case we're behind. We do want to have some checks with some hands here. It's okay to check jacks. Check again. I was thinking about betting, but I think check again is fine. Bit of 4,000. I call. Looks like a block bet with a 7 or an 8, right? So I think it's okay to call. We 3-bet call here with 7s. This is a strong raise off 17 blinds, but not strong enough where we don't want to get it all in with a pair against it. With a bounty on top, risking potentially, 64,000. This is an okay 3-bet call. What a start of the race that was, man. Wow. Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez. 1, 2, 3. 3-bet get a call. King, Jack 9. I think we bet. Like, obviously, it's a terrible flop, but we're betting 2/3 of the pot here. Enough of the time, they're going to have, like, ace-queen, Ace-7 suited, something like that, where we want to bet. And we lose to trip jacks, which is too bad. They played their hand really bad, to be fair. Like, the open, fine, okay. The call of 3-bet, probably not good at the stack depth. So, like, if you had a net worth of, like, let's say $2 million or something, and you could borrow $1 million, you could invest 900,000 and take 100,000 to, like, pay off your life spending for 2 years. And then the money you're going to make on the 900,000, it on average pays for the lifestyle that you've just paid off. So it's like you have just free rolled life with that extra little bit of leverage just on the borrowing, and you've kept the assets underlying, and you've paid taxes only on what you've cashed out to fund your lifestyle, So it's like it's really advantageous, But of course you have to get to a number to where it's like doing significant damage. We get a bounty there, $150. First impression is to 3-bet here. I'm just thinking about whether I want to call or not. Thing is, like, all of these 30 blind stacks have all-in opportunities. I'm going to flat. I feel like we can 3-bet sometimes too. Calling makes it so that I lose less when they have a monster and they just 4-bet all in. And also, I think it looks kind of strong because of these stacks, right? Like, they have squeeze potential. So it makes my hand look strong, and I will definitely flat with aces and kings here a decent amount of the time. But we see an all-in and we just fold. The world just becomes more and more levered up, right? For sure. But if you do this at a level where you need, like, for example, a 70% drawdown, then you're fairly protected. Hey, I guess it depends on, like, what your goals are as well, Maybe check on this turn and then call river. It's an interesting one. Wow. It's a weird bet because it doesn't make a ton of sense. Like spades missed, right? But it's not like there's that many draws here for floating the flop. So why would you want to bet 132K, you know? Like it doesn't really make sense with like ace 9 or ace 4, like deuce 3, maybe if they decide to limp call with deuce 3. I'm a little bit curious here. Like I feel like I'm going to call because I don't really know what value hands want to bet like this is the thing, you know? Like why? Like there's just not that many draws. And this is one of the strongest hands we check back on the turn. And we don't block spades. We get a call here from Bernardo. We are behind, I'll tell you that, chat. Hold on, let's just sweat this. This is not good. We lose. Queens take it down, 150 euro bounty, but we are dead in 57th. Pocket fives, we're gonna raise 2100. Definitely good enough hand to raise an early position here. And AMF 44, friend of the stream, goes for the 3 bets. Well, we're happy to call here, especially for this price, right? It's a good spot. Call. Oh, no set, man. Come on now. Where's the sets? Raise to 2,800 and a call. I think I'm going to call on the small blind as well with the suited ace. We do cover this stack, which is great, right? Like we'd love an opportunity to try and get this bounty with a flush draw or better. And it's a reasonably cheap price, I'd say. 976 is not a board that hits our hand very much at all. Our range, we do have some 2 pairs and stuff like that in here. We have some sets and 2 pairs, so it's not a bad board for us. Also, the big blind has hands like 8-5 suited. They have hands like 10-8 offsuit that these 2 players don't have. So it's kind of a good board for the 2 of us and not as great for these 2. Armstrong can have some strong hands like sets and you know, strong hands too, but checks around ace of diamonds on the turn. Now we have an ace, obviously, but it's not a good ace. It's not a very powerful hand here. I think I mostly still just want to check folds. The upside is pretty small, but if we see a tiny, tiny bet and it's apparent we're going to be heads up, maybe. The thing is, against a flush, we're drawing dead. Against E7, we're drawing dead, right? Like, there's a lot of hands where we're doing really, really poorly. And then the hands we're beating, we're kind of just barely beating, and it's going to be tough to call a river. Now, on the river, we have trip aces, though, and now I think we want to either block or induce, but I think a little block bet here is good. I think it's the right decision. And we got it. All right, well, we win the pot. It's looking pretty bad on the flop, but we actually got one there. Let's go. Jack deuce of diamonds in the big blind for 2.5x. Yikes. I'm going to call. I was thinking about maybe folding, but the thing is, their opening range is going to be even a little bit wider with the bounty in play here. So like a min raise, we're calling every suited hand. A 2.5x, maybe we can start to fold some suited hands. Probably not with the wider range with this, you know. But on the flop, we call to the turn, which is a 3. Doesn't change anything about our situation. Let's go over the ace-10. Look at this. 125 bounty in play. We're calling anything. Jam it in. I don't care. Jam call. I don't care. I'm in there for the bounty. Big pot. We cover both, dude. Ace or 10 for 2 knockouts. Ace or 10. Hold it. Come on. Let's go. Double knockout chat for 250 plus 100,000 chips. Come on, Dottie. It's 3-bet. What do you think of the psychology behind anti-vaxxers? They don't believe in science, but when they try and convince people, they often use wrong data anyway. I think it's really, really complicated, man. I think it's really complicated. I think there's all sorts of bad arguments for doing good things and bad things. So I think people regularly have really terrible, irrational arguments for things, and that is true of anti-vaxxers. I think there's a lot of people that are vaccinated that make really bad arguments as to why you should as well. There's all sorts of bad arguments for things from my point of view. As Johnny Drama goes for the shove, we gamble for $187 all day, every day, and print it with hearts and commitment to the game. 7 of hearts. 7. Rip. Okay, let's pull it out of the polarizing aspect. What's your opinion on getting a booster shot before people in the rest of the world getting their first shot from Muggy W? I think it depends. I think it depends on logistics. I think it basically lies somewhere in the middle, which is I feel as if like economic value doesn't hold absolute zero value. You know, like someone that has achieved really high levels of success in their life being able to pay for premium health services. I don't have an ethical issue with that, right? But there's an end point, and I think it's arbitrary where that line is drawn, in that human beings, whether they're rich or poor, deserve some quality of life and some quality of protection from the world. So it lies somewhere in between those two, depending on how market-oriented an individual might be. And for me, I think most of the time you should prioritize everyone getting first vaccine. But sometimes where it might be twice as hard to get someone a first vaccine than to give a booster shot because of economics and where they are and et cetera. And at some point, the cost analysis would transfer over. So it's really hard to come up with an exact answer because, well, it just depends. It's just so case by case as to what is reasonable. What I find reasonable is not the universal answer. So UFO dams on the button with 50,000. If they open, we rejam. If they jam, we probably rejam, dude, to be honest. King Jack's pretty good, and we cover for the bounty here. If it folds to us to the small blind, I think we jam as well. I think it's just a jam around. I mean, we could limp and not fold, but this seems better. With a bounty. With not a bounty, we wouldn't play it this way. Here we go. Beautiful. Not amazing. Okay, let's go. Let's go. 110,000. We needed that. Cool. Check call, right? Check call with ace-8. It's a nice hand, but a very protected hand we're comfortable with. 7 of spades on the turn. We go for a small bet and then a big bet on the river. Not a huge bet, but, you know, a reasonable size bet. And all in here for 32,000. A reshove from Roni Rustico. We're going to fold. 34 of 86. Queen 7 is whatever. Folds to us in the small blind. Do we want to raise here? Maybe sometimes. Let's raise it a third of the time here and limp the rest. We'll limp this time. Raise gonna call King Queen 5 with diamonds. You want some checkbacks here actually. I don't mind a check back and then bet turn. On the monochrome boards like this, you want to check quite a bit. Overbet is a fold. Ace 5 suited, man. What do we want to do here? We want to play. It might be a call. Might be a 3-bet, might be a call. I'm going to lean towards call here with the bounty. Queen 10 deuce, 1 heart. All good, Muggy. All good, man. Just fold there on the flop. We are all in with 7s. Yeah, I think that's the best strategy. Especially with a big bounty on our head. I think just going for the all-in shove. Open shove is the right approach for the Jack 3. 4-9 is kind of garbo, but whatever. I wonder how Rebecca's doing. Actually, I haven't checked my phone in a while. Fold to the raise shove here for 113,000. Oh, that's the free roll. We want this to win, right? So that the bounty is gettable, but close here. I think call because of how short we are. Probably not folding here. Interesting turn. And I think block on the river is actually fine here because when they have an ace, they have to just call. When they have a pair, they have to just call, basically. There we go. We're going to go for a small bet, call a raise here. And do we bet call with the bounty or check back? I guess we bet. The thing is, they don't have very much ace X because they don't shove pre-flop, right? On a pretty short stack. In which case, they're going to be weighted towards 10X like we have, of which we beat most 10X, and diamond draws. So I guess we just bet call with the bounty, but they just fold, which is fine as well. Ace 3 diamonds, not quite worth it here. We are on the bubble, by the way. We got the orange up here, so bubble gum fell. Ace queen, we're going to raise it up. 20 of 41 with $250 in bounties, but a lot more up top, about 16K total. Has 2 bust outs, definitely going to be in the money. We have got how much cash? I don't even know what the min cash is. 576 min cash, 250 in bounties. And now we spin our way to victory here, Chet. That's the goal now. Should be a lot of bust outs, you know, a ton of short stacks, like 20 blind stacks like us, right? We're on 20 blinds. So we're in the middle of the pack with 23 blinds. There'll be some action here, right? Here we go. Ace king, we raise it up. Can we get action here, chat? Proof of stake goes for the 3-bet. Here it is, chat. The 4-bet Big moment here, dude. We double up. We're in a great spot to FT this. Let's see. Good luck. 10? 10 or ace. Oh, let's go. Huge ace on the river. Barry, please. 480,000. Now we're in a great position. Great position. Final table of this thing. It's not for sure, but dude, 8th place right now. But a full Swiss, easy jam here. 19 blinds, 2 broadways, offsuit, covering, bounty, 390. I don't need to say anymore. Jack 10 of hearts, we raise. It's a great looking hand, dude. My favorite looking hand, the Jack 10 of hearts. It's a beauty. It's gorgeous. We call them in raise, but it's Stigger instead. Uh-oh. Stigger GT, but we have flopped a flush, Julio. Guess I'm going to check raise. I was thinking about calling some, but check raise is fine. We'll 3-bet the offsuit version. Ready to rumble on the ace-king against 4-bets or whatever. Against a cold 4-bet or a 4-bet from the original raiser. Ace-king's just a great hand. Offsuit. Lost a player on another table, and there's the 4-bet. 343 bounty. We've got ace-king off. Big hand here, man. Really big hand. If we win this all in, we could be chip leader of the tournament. Good luck. Chip lead of the tournament right here. Ace or king or club. That's a lot of money, man. Do we call? They're definitely shoving like almost any 2 here. There is probably some small ladder at 23. It's like $100. But king 7 is definitely more than just average. It's a pretty decent hand here, given I think they will shove any 2. I think it's a call. Good luck. GG. Painful one, man. Tough finish, chat. Just couldn't do it. Lost the flip, and then lost this one. 902.59, and that is going to be a wrap on the day today.